Right, and so on the Mercedes, we're looking at this rear suspension and how it's going to be bagged. Now, we're using probably the most famous hot rod axle ever, certainly in the UK, the Jaguar end. And we want to bag it. So, what I've done in here, we're going to keep the cage because you're never going to see this axle. So I've cut a bit of the cage out, and then I'm going to go this shaped plate onto the lower arm. But then what I'll do is double this up. So this is double thickness. Having it this shape's going to look really nice. Not that anyone's going to see it, but things have to look nice, don't they? You know, you've got to know the car looks good underneath. It's got to be right. And you know, someone might look one day. So that will go on there. And then we have the bag. So these bits around here, it clears the rear hub nicely and goes back to the axle. Now for the top mount, obviously a disc that's going to sit on there. This will be drilled. And then either side of this, I'm going to go with a plate like this on the other side. And then I'm going to go in with this plate, fill in the bit of the cage we've cut out to get that in there. And then I'll bring this lip up to there. And what we've got is, with that we're going to have a strong bag mount. It's in the right place. We've got this this is where it would be at ride height, so the drive shaft's good, so we're having the bag relaxed for this. Always remember, you want your bag relaxed and in its straight position when it's up, never when it's down. If you put in zip ties around a bag and ramming it in, that means it's going to be twisted when it's up. You want it twisted when it's down and the car's not moving. Not when you're going at like 120. Not that anyone would ever speed, but you know. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to get on the plasma and I'm going to cut all of these out. And all of these shapes will make this side and the other side. Yes, I do wish I had a CNC table. So also, because this is the lower shock mount on the Jag, I can go up and mount to the original shock mount, where like the original, like a Jag has like a coilover, two twin coilover shocks, but yeah, so I can still get my shock absorber in nicely. This has definitely been easier than I thought it would be. So, from cardboard to steel. So, all in, it's like 4 or 5 mil plate, something like that. Super strong. This is the lower bag mount, and this is going to weld onto the arm. Put some bigger holes in the bottom so we can bolt up into the base of the bag. And that fits there. And that is the lower bag mount on that. And of course the bag fits where my hand is. That's come on pretty good. Also got all this plated in, this bit filled. This just all needs seam welding up. But at the minute we've only got it tacked because you just never know. And the amount of seam welds I grind off, oh my lord, why don't I tack more? But you get on, you just think, I'm going to weld all the way. Don't tack. Make sure it's right before you seam it. Mock it up before you cock it up. Right, let's have a look at the front. So we're doing a lot of the front suspension as well, and that is looking seriously cool. So then, on the front, wow, we've done a lot. So, you saw last week we extended the chassis down to there, and now we've braced between here and the top mount here. What we're going to do is we're going to brace this with a secondary piece down there that's going to mirror this shape. And then we'll be able to cut out all of this. And this bit, which has got like rusty holes in it and everything, we want all of this gone. Maybe some of this in here. because we want to sit our bag on this lower arm with nothing around it. We want this held at this point, and then all this stuff that holds that to be gone, so we can fit the bag in there, and it'd be a super like neat install. And of course, neat and tidy equals safe. So really safe, but nice to look at sort of install on the front bags. Right, and so Dagmar for the back of the 60s truck, all fiberglass, and what we've done is put like a band of Bondo over it, and what that will do is just give a little bit of a thicker edge so we can get it back together. Also, we'll be able to line it up properly because the Bondo's rough. So if you're seeing the pattern of the Bondo where it goes, tape it up, fiberglass inside. But first, to get the fiberglass in there, we've got to cut this in half. So, angle grinder at the ready, let's do it. Right, so quite a bit of digging, I've got it out, and ta-da! We have a mould again. Like, you can just see how this has got to go together. You put that together and it fits nice. So what we'll be able to do is just tape this together and then get a decent casting out of there. So the next step here is to wax this. We need to wax this, make it nice and smooth and slippery so our Dagmars pop out. And then we'll go over with the blue release agent, which acts like a thin membrane between the fiberglass and the mould. It just helps things come out better. After that, there'll be the gel coat, and then when the gel coat's just sticky, boom, in with the glass. But we will do this together. So down at that point's quite a way away, but I'm sure we can be careful and get it all down. But the Dagmars are coming together. The back of the 60s truck is taking some serious shape. Okay then, so the Dagmar, let's hope it just pops out the mould with no problems. I'm going to do it. Not even wearing a watch. Now! Alright. There it is, our Dagmar. Super strong because of course Kirst has laid up the fiberglass on this and it is like weapons grade. Like literally bomb proof. So we'll get this cleaned up and then let's see how we're going to mount it on the back of the 60s truck. I've cut the back out a little bit so it fits on, and I've gone over it in 40 grit so it's going to accept the primer good. And like I say, anything with gel coat, you've got to rough it up and you've got to make sure all that wax and release agent's off. The minute you're going to put filler, you're going to put paint, and it's all going to come off. So make sure this is nice and chalky and good to go. But where are we going to put it? I know what you're all screaming. I'm not doing it. It's going on the car. So I'm thinking something like this. I'm going to get this one into the correct position with Kirsty's help, and then what I'll do is try and match the other one up to it. But just for now, what I'll do is get this on in the right position. You know what? I might take it a little bit lower than that. I think it's sitting just a little bit too high. And it's sat more like it was part of the bumper. That would give a sort of joined up thing. Now, another thing with this, don't forget, this bit moves, that bit don't. So this is going to be glued to the bumper and then it will just fit up to the back. Obviously I'm not going to connect it to the body because then the bumper won't open, the Continental kit won't open, the bike will never cut, and it's just all a nightmare. So I'm going to cut a bit more out and then we're going to get this seated on and then try and make the other one almost exactly the same. I'm saying almost, you know, I'm a realist. And so I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. I've just got to get like the angle of it. I don't want it pointing up or pointing down. I want it straight back. And then I think I will try and bond it in place. Like I say, it's going to be bonded to the bumper, not to this. I'll make it fit to this, but in a discreet way. And all of these things, what they're going to do in the end is hide the fact that this opens. So I'm working on some pretty tight panel gaps either side, and I just want that air of surprise. Like, oh my God, that bit opens. I didn't realise that. So hopefully this will help that. And all that I just said before and showing you how I do it has ruined that really, innit? Because everyone knows that, oh, well, yeah, of course it opens. Them two big spiky bits, they hide the joins.
Only 3,000 people.
Only three... Did someone say 3,000 people? 3,000 subscribers. Yo, Wembley! Anyway, yeah, that's looking pretty good. So, I think, let's glue that in place. probably a bit of Mitafix and some cardboard packers. Take a stand back, see what we think. Okay, so I've glued that on there just with Mitafix for the moment, and I'm thinking that's looking pretty good, although I reserve the right to take it off and move it probably 1,000 times before I'm finally happy where it's going. But in the meantime, I have another one. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to profile this onto there, get that on, see what they look like together. Right, so Dagmars are on. Dagmars are looking pretty good. All I'm going to have to do now is glass them in so they're solid, and then what I'll be able to work on. Obviously with this one, I can glass both sides. So I can fiberglass down both sides here. But on this one, of course this one's literally hanging off the end of the door in a way. So I'll fiberglass up here. For anyone who's not seen the show before, this whole thing opens. I'd show you, but I can't now, so I've glued these on. This whole thing opens. So this, can only be fixed that side, and this side, it will be just sort of floating, above it. And what I'll probably do is bring this floating gap round and down here, and do the same on the other side. And then it doesn't look like anything odd's going on. Odd things are definitely going on though. So I'm going to glass them on, and then we can look at how, certainly for this one, it's going to fit into here, but not stick to it, so it will be nice and close to this bit. Let's get some fiberglass out.